Do you listen to your body? Hey, Jason here, and if you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me go through Joburg, showing you how beautiful, family-friendly of a place this is. And most importantly, you've been hearing me talk about success, what it is, and how to get it in the three areas of life that I focus on: happiness, health, and wealth. And so excuse the video quality today. I don't know, it's because it's so dark out. Yeah, I'm doing it a little late because I'm playing around with filming at different times. And so really wanted to talk about this today. Do you listen to your body? And I know most people right away, they're gonna be like, of course I listen to my body, blah, blah, blah. However, are you listening to it correctly? And the reason why I'm asking is there's so many times our bodies are giving us signs and we just fall on this programming that we've been taught around the world. Oh, I'm sick. There's not a such thing of sickness. There's only a such thing of ignoring the symptoms that your body is displaying to help you get better. And I'm gonna give you a prime example for this. Like this morning when I woke up, my stomach was really uneasy, so I was nauseous. Ended up vomiting a little, and I knew this was about to happen. Like I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been feeling my body tell me like, "Yo, you need to stop eating. It's time to do a detox. It's time to go liquid for a minute. It's time to cut back on the food." Because you've been seeing the videos, me going around to different marketplaces. You know, I don't eat like that on a normal basis. And so because of that, I don't eat a lot of greasy foods. When I cook at home, I'm usually doing something like lentils, potatoes, and some mixed veggies, something like that. Maybe a slice of tofu or something, pan-seared. And most people who normally eat a lot of greasy fried foods, they're in a constant state of inflammation. This is one of the reasons why I try to stay away from it as much as possible. And I just give myself little times where I can eat. Like if you see me going to the vegan chef, I may go there once a week. Then I may go to the Fussy Vegan, do something like that. And so as this morning came, once I became nauseous and vomited, I knew I was like, yo, why I didn't listen to my body. However, when I told a friend of mine, the first thing she said was like, are you sick? I'm like, no, I don't get sick. My body tells me when I need to start detoxing, when I need to start doing things. And that's why I'm asking you this question. Do you understand what your body is really telling you? Do you understand why you're getting a migraine? Why you have a headache? Why you may have joint pain? Because most likely there's something well, it's not most likely, it is. There's something you're putting inside your body that is toxic to it. And so I was watching this thing with Russell Simmons on Instagram, and it's an old video. And what he was talking about, and he was just breaking down the statistics of how majority of the people in this world should not be eating dairy. And the reason being is, I think it showed 90% of Asians are lactose intolerant. 80% of Black people are lactose intolerant. This includes the continent of Africa also. And about 85% of like Hispanic, Latin origin, they're lactose intolerant too. And he made up a very good point. And he brought up a really good thing in there where he was saying, you know, the government, all these agencies tell us, oh, drink milk, cow's milk for calcium. But they don't explain to you there's different proteins and enzymes in that cow's milk because it's made for a cow. To take a baby cow to be 400 plus pounds, which is one of the reasons why I believe most Americans are living the My 600 Pound Life show. It's because they're drinking so much dairy and they don't even know how much they're consuming. I was guilty of this myself. Pictures are proof, yo. Pictures are proof. And so because of this, people don't realize drinking cow's milk or any animal's milk, you're not getting, well, let me rephrase that. Drinking cow's milk and most other animal milks, because I can't talk about raw milks and things like that. I don't do that, so I don't study that. Excuse me. So I don't have the statistics on that. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to look it up because I'm never going to drink milk anyway because I get so much calcium through my diet that I don't need it. And so because of that, they don't tell you that drinking cow's milk and most other animal milks, they're actually taking away, it's depleting most of your calcium in your bones. It leaches from the calcium in your body. But in the way it does it is for your body to process the cow's milk, it needs extra calcium. And think about it, like a human is not meant to be 3, 4, 5, 600 pounds. No woman wants to walk around and be the size of a heifer, which is a female cow. No one wants to walk around and be that. No guy wants to walk around with all these beer bellies, which is going to just lead to low libido and impotence. Like nobody really wants that. And so we got to start listening to our body when it's telling us the things that we're doing are harmful. And we have to start addressing these issues. The state of the world that we live in now, it's, everybody wants to blame the pharmaceutical industry. Everybody wants to blame Monsanto. But the truth is the blame comes to ourselves. We can make a decision to change how we eat. And the same thing is what I did today. I made a decision that, I'm going to dry fast today. And if you're not sure what a dry fast is where you don't do any water, don't eat anything. And let me be very clear about this. I'm not a doctor. Do not do this without medical supervision. I've done all different types of fasts. This is how I know how to do it correctly and safely. Do not teach dry fasting, so do not even ask me about it. If it's something you want to do or other types of fasting, you need to find your expert about it. I'm going to say this. The biggest thing that is mistaught about fasting, in my opinion, is how do you break your fast? Too many people are taught you can break your fast with any type of food, it's okay. No, it's not. You need to break your fast with live, living foods, meaning fruits or vegetables. And you don't even cook them, you need to eat it raw. Your first meal after a fast needs to be a raw meal. So if you do decide to do a fast, just take that into consideration. And I've tried all different types of fasts, and I've tried all different ways of breaking it. And I found that is the healthiest way to do it. It was how I was able to do a 30-day fast, everything. So you need to know how to break your fast properly. Quit listening to a lot of these people on YouTube talking about, oh, just go eat a double cheeseburger. Oh, just go eat this. Don't do that. You're spiking your numbers and you're doing more harm to your body than good. If you fasted for at least 24 hours, if you've done just a water fast, you're in autophagy. I'm sorry, not apophagy, autophagy. And so when you're in autophagy, your body starts self-consuming itself at a cellular level. So it's getting rid of all the junk. It's the way our body recycles, the same way if we recycle in this physical world, our body recycles things also and makes the cells perform better. And so think about it. If your body's went into autophagy, it's done all this work to help itself rebuild, get better, be stronger. Why would you start eating the same foods that got your body into the state of where it needed to go into autophagy? We have to start connecting these little dots. And so you want to break your fast with fruits and vegetables, raw. Do not eat any salad dressing. Do not eat any processed foods. It needs to be raw. If you want to do like a raw kale salad or something like that, put some lemon juice on there. You can squeeze an orange, throw orange juice, throw some fruit in there, chop up some onions, some tomatoes, some peppers, all of those things. Like, eat raw food. And that's how you break your fast. And now let's just get back on to listening to your body. Now, here's the thing. Your body is going to react whatever way it reacts. My body is going to react the way I react. There's certain things in between that is like a shared reaction. However, whatever your food addictions or food cravings is your food addictions and food cravings. Mine are mine, and each for each individual. So like for me, I'm not a sweet eater. I don't eat a bunch of cake. I don't eat a bunch of ice cream. I can see that all day in front of me and I can go without it. Even cupcakes. Now, where I go off is you order of chips, some crisp. And when I say crisp for America, that means potato chips. When I say chips for Americans, I'm talking about French fries. And so those are the things that I go to. I'm a sweet, salty type person. And it just happened to be most of that stuff is fried. And so that's my food cravings and my food addictions. Yours may be different, so you may have to do something slightly different to adjust it. Some other things you can do if you don't want to do a actual fasting, just do a liquid diet for about a good week. Now if you have a slow masticating juicer, I recommend the Omega juicer. It's one of the best on the market. Here in South Africa, I recommend the DNA juicer. I saw that, and from the specs that I read, it's equivalent to the Omega juicer. Looks different, but it's equivalent to the Omega juicer, which is one of the best slow masticating juicers on the market, especially for the price point. You don't need to go to expensive Breville or these other juices. Now, if you have the money to do it, do it. But I believe in saving money and also getting the best bang for my buck. And so with that, you can do like watermelon juice. You can do different fruit juices. You can do a mix of fruit and vegetables. One of my favorite was beet and carrots. The carrots would sweeten it up and then just throw in a couple of apples. It was delicious. However, you have to commit to doing something to get your health better. And if you keep ignoring your body, it's just going to get worse. And so, what most of us don't realize, and this is something for Black Americans, I don't know if it exists here in South Africa yet, but like on Thanksgiving, we have something called after we eat all this food and we're like, oh, I got itis. Not knowing what that word really means, yo. We're making a joke about it. We're like proud of it, like it's a badge of honor. I got itis. Itis means inflammation. That is the Greek word for inflammation. This is one of the reasons why I keep saying most of us need to relearn English. Just because we've been brought up speaking English, we don't know what these words mean. English is not a natural language. English is a mix of all different languages. Most of these words come from ancient Greek and Latin terms. And because of that, we don't know what these words mean. And so we're literally celebrating putting our bodies into an inflammatory state. After inflammation comes mucus. After mucus comes disease. This is how things start building up. This is where diabetes, all different types of autoimmune diseases, all of these things are coming from there. Hypertension, which affects most Black people in the world. I even see it here in South Africa, and it's running rampant, yo. We have to start addressing when our body is telling us to stop eating certain foods. And the main problem with this is most of us have been programmed to eat off a clock. That is not how human beings are supposed to eat. Like when people are like, oh, did you eat breakfast? I can eat breakfast at 2 p.m. I can eat breakfast at 10 p.m. Breakfast means breaking your fast. Breaking your fast. Like when you go to sleep at night, and this is why you shouldn't eat 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed, because when you go to sleep at night, your body goes into fasting automatically. And when it's automatically in that fast, the first thing you eat is the breaking your fast, AKA breakfast. Like we have to understand what these words really mean. And we have to start applying this knowledge. We're in a place now in this world where we can no longer be ignorant and accept someone else with, oh, he's an MD, he's a pharmacist, he's gonna know how to heal me. No one's gonna be able to heal you but yourself. This is why the state of the health of this world is horrible. Let's just be real about it. It is horrible. People are dropping dead in their 30s and 40s. Kids in Texas are running around with high blood pressure. And we're talking about kids 8 to 12 years old. Kids are running around with heart disease, heart blockages. This isn't normal. This isn't natural, yo. And we are so separated from the food system now. So many people always want to tell me like, oh, well, my grandparents ate this. You don't know what your grandparents ate. Let's be real. Your grandparents didn't have all of these chemicals, all of these hormones, all these antibiotics pushed into these foods. If you buy food from a supermarket, you don't know what the hell is in it. You just don't know. Even here, I've seen different meat packages where they just put in some kind of seasoning solution, things like that. You don't know what that is. You don't know what chemical that is. And let's just be honest. We have to get to the point where we start realizing we're paying for our sickness. Like I'm a money-driven person. And so once I realized that I was paying to be sick, I was not only paying to get sick, but then I'm paying a doctor who knows nothing to sit here and just give me pharmaceutical pills. I stopped it. And you know what? When I stopped that, look at me now. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm doing great. And so you have to start asking yourself and start really asking yourself this, like, do I understand what it means to be healthy? I remember when I first asked that question when I was in Panama, the only answer that came inside my head was no. You know, all of this jargon, well, I learned this from a health teacher. And like, let's just be real. In the US, every health teacher is some overshaped, fat coach who can barely move, most likely an alcoholic. I remember my health teacher was an alcoholic. I could smell alcohol on him as a kid. I remember it to this day. And they don't know shit about health. In fact, they're some of the least healthy people in the world. And so we have to start understanding everything we were taught about health was systematic. And every system that has been in place to this modern world has only been to promote slavery. The employment system promotes slavery. The school system promotes slavery. Even forcing kids to pay to go to universities, knowing that they're not going to be able to get great jobs that's going to be able to pay off that stuff at the end. That's all slavery, yo. And we have to come to a point where we're like, you know what? It's enough. We're tired of being slaves. I'm finna start educating myself. And this goes, I'm gonna end this with my favorite quote. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write. It will be those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. It's time to unlearn all the stuff we know and start relearning the things that's gonna actually benefit us. And so I hope you got some value from this. Hit the like button if you like this type of content. Share this, because sharing is the way of this new world. We need to learn how to collaborate, get each other involved, and spread information around. And also subscribe to the channel so that way you can see more and be notified whenever a video pops tomorrow.